Hi, let me start somewhere a bit unexpected. Imagine you're like driving down the road and a small light starts to flicker on your dashboard. Nothing really dramatic. The car, it's still moving. The engine hasn't failed. You know what? Most people, they just what? They just actually just keep driving. That light isn't telling you the car is ruined. It's telling you to what? To pay attention. That's what's happening when we start harming people and say, they deserved it. Not politically, not culturally, humanly. Because here's the truth. Violence doesn't begin with weapons. It begins with what? Some language. With stories that make harm kind of feel reasonable. They're not like us. They brought it on themselves. This is just how the world works. You know, those sentences, they don't sound violent, right? They sound somewhat logical, certain. But certainty without humanity is how things break. History shows us the same pattern every time. First people are reduced, then they are removed. Only later do we argue about who was actually right. That pattern, it never changes. And because it never changes, it becomes something really powerful. It becomes what? An indicator light. When we hear language that dehumanizes, when suffering gets justified instead of questioned, when cruelty starts sounding necessary, that light, it's what? It's flashing. It's not telling us who to hate. It's not telling us what side to take. It's telling us to notice what's happening inside us. Because by the time violence shows up on the streets, it's already happened in what? It's already happened in the mind. And long before that, it's happened in the stories we allowed ourselves to repeat over and over. So here's the unexpected part. You don't have to agree with someone to protect their humanity. You don't have to excuse harm to refuse cruelty. And you don't have to shout to hold your ground. Strength isn't loud. It's actually steady. Think about a bridge, okay? Think about a bridge. A bridge doesn't decide who deserves to cross. It doesn't collapse because one side is a bit uncomfortable. It holds because it was built with integrity. Our values actually work the same way, okay? The real test of who we are is not how we treat people that we understand. It's how we treat people that we actually fear, we resent, or don't recognize ourselves in. The moment we cheer suffering, something inside us cracks. And the cost doesn't stay abstract. It shows up in our nervous systems, in our classrooms, in our communities, and in our kids. Our kids, they're always watching what we normalize. Here's what gives me hope, though. It's true, cruelty is contagious. But so is restraint. So is dignity. So is the courage to pause. So what do we do, huh? Well, we learn to read the dashboard. We notice when outrage starts feeling like permission. We pause before sharing words that harden us. We ask better questions instead of sharper ones. And when that indicator light comes on, we don't panic. We don't floor it. We choose to slow down. So here's the call to action, okay? This week, notice your language. Notice what you repeat, excuse, or you laugh at. Notice when certainty starts costing you compassion. And ask yourself one simple question. Is this preserving our humanity or eroding it? Because the future isn't shaped only by what we oppose. It's shaped by the warning signs that we're willing to heed. That line, you know what? It's worth holding.